Well, from King Charles III's enlarged prostate procedure to U.S. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin getting a prostate cancer diagnosis and surgery, Men's Health has been back in the spotlight.
And now those who are both fighting and treating prostate issues are asking men to step up and take the proper steps now for hopefully a better outcome later. WLWT News 5's anchor Stephen Albritton has more.
That's why I'm here 14 years later to let you know is early detection saves lives.
Marcus Brooks, now a prostate cancer survivor, remembers when he got the news.
Okay, so what's my next step? What do I need to do now to stay alive? And this is why. But because I had no symptoms. I had no symptoms whatsoever.
A prostate-specific antigen test while at a church event caught the cancer early, and in his case, no invasive treatment. He now advocates for men to take care of themselves.
Just a blood test, and that's what saved my life.
The prostate gland primarily deals with urinary and sexual functions, which can make it hard for men to talk about if they're having any issues.
It's a difficult conversation, and men, are unfortunately pretty shy about it. They don't go to their doctors. They don't want to talk about it. It's a very private issue.
Dr. Stephen Kappa, vice president at the Urology Group in Cincinnati, says the stats tell the story. 250,000 men are diagnosed yearly with prostate cancer. Around 30,000 will die. 1 in 8 men will get a confirmed diagnosis. For black men, it's 1 in 6, who are also twice as likely to die from it than their white counterparts.
I start the conversation really saying, you're not alone, and thank you for coming in and getting screened. This is absolutely critically important.
Executive Director of the Cincinnati Cancer Foundation, Steve Abbott, who is fighting the battle of cancer awareness, continues his own battle against metastatic prostate cancer. With a family history, he got tested at 44. But August 2nd, 2013, everything changed.
So I turned 50, I went and got tested, and my PSA had gone from 0.4 to 10.8, which was kind of a frightening trajectory in that amount of time, because PSA tends to creep up, it doesn't tend to shoot up.
After having his prostate removed, lingering cells in later tests showed the cancer, while minimal, was still there.
We knew then, we were able to conclusively know that it was going to be an incurable version of prostate cancer. Incurable but treatable.
With advancements in radiation treatment, chemo, and hormone therapy, even with the difficult diagnosis, Abbott isn't letting the cancer stop him.
So I can either, go into a hole and not talk about it and, and just kind of try to get through my life as best I can with it, or I can turn this into a cause. And really get out there in front of people and talk about it.
With the message to men continuing to be, pride aside, talk about your health.
You can go get a blood test, if nothing else, that's simple, that will give you at least an indication what your PSA is. That might at least put you on notice that, hey, I need to get this checked into further.
I want to emphasize again to men, if we catch it early, if we spot it early, we can treat it successfully and get you back to a normal life.
It's that silent killer. So I was advised to men, get tested. It's only a blood test. And we go from there. And I stand on and I advocate early detection saves lives.
And that was Stephen Albritton reporting their very important story. So when should you start getting screened for a baseline PSA, prostate-specific antigen, blood test, that kind of thing? First screening for all men should start at 50. Black men and anybody with family history of prostate cancer should start at the age of 40. And I highly recommend after the age of 40, a once a year full physical with your primary care physician and a blood workup, because they've found some things over the years with me. I know a lot of friends who caught the same. Your blood tells a lot of things. I'll tell you that. It tells a story.
Absolutely.
Yeah.